Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I am going to be talking about my experience with anxiety and panic attacks, and also my experience with CBD oil and how it's helped me. And I am in no means a professional, I am not a therapist, I am just someone who deals with anxiety on a daily basis, and I just wanted to talk to you guys about my experience and how I deal with it and kind of where it started, and just give you guys kind of a background story of my experience. So before we begin, if you're not subscribed already, make sure you guys hit that button down below. It would mean the world to me, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I will be honest, this video is not easy to film. I've tried sitting down about 3 times to film this, and I either break down or I get super anxious, so bear with me. As you can tell, this topic is really important to me, and if I can at least make someone not feel alone or just learn different ways to deal with it, then I feel like it's worth it. That's one of the biggest feelings that I felt when I first started experiencing it, is feeling alone, is feeling like I'm going crazy, feeling like I'm so different, and like I was scared to talk about it because I didn't want people to think that I was weak. That was just the worst feeling ever, and so I don't want any of you guys to feel that way. So I hope that my experience and that this video inspires you some way, and feel free to create a conversation in the comments, or you can even DM me on Instagram. I really do find joy in talking about it, and I find peace in it. So many people experience anxiety on a day-to-day basis, and you're not alone. And I think that if you're able to talk about it, you can definitely find some strength in that. And that's the point of this video. I also wanted to talk about my experience with CBD oil because I use that for my anxiety, and I've been using it for about a little over a month now, and CBD has really just helped me be more calmer, and it doesn't take it away at all by any means, but it's definitely helped a little bit. So I'll be talking about my experience with CBD later on in this video, but first I want to just talk about my kind of history with anxiety and where it started and some ways that I deal with it. So my experience with anxiety first started, I want to say in high school for sure, but I think it was my junior year, and I don't want to say it stemmed from the situation, but I think it was kind of a tipping off point for me. Anxiety and depression run in my family, so it's definitely hereditary. My mother has it, I have cousins who have it, and so I don't want to say like the situation like turned the anxiety on, but I definitely it just changed my whole mindset and my whole mental health. And that situation is I decided to take edibles, and they were like weed, like marijuana, and they were cookies. And previously I had smoked before, you know, with friends and stuff. I didn't really enjoy it. It was just something that I did as a social thing. But one day I decided to eat not only one or a piece or half of one, which is what you're supposed to do. I didn't know that at that time, but not only one, but 2 cookies. I think I ate a whole cookie and then like a half of the other one. So anyway, the guy that sold it to me, who was my friend, did not tell me to slow down and to just eat, you know, a little part of it. So I ate 1.5, almost 2 cookies, and I kid you not, this experience was so scary and life-changing. Like, I don't want to be dramatic, it really was. And I used to not even be able to talk about it because it was such a trigger for my anxiety, and now I can talk about it openly. I mean, I get a little anxious, but I can talk about it, and I think it's really important to talk about it. I was in art class when it hit me, and your whole sense of time just changes. It was almost like like the room and everything was just like, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was trippy. It was scary. I thought I was going to die. My heart was racing. I was sweaty. I was paranoid. I was in school, so I didn't want to get in trouble, and so that was even worse. I was seeing things. Everything was in slow motion. Like, it was trippy, and I'm not sure if it was just weed in those cookies. I'm not sure if it was something else. I never really looked into it, but I was seeing things like melt and like just colors. It was very scary. And so after that situation, I would get flashbacks of the whole feeling the day after, the week after, weeks after, and I would just be in class and it would just come on. And I would get sweaty, my heart would race, I would feel like I couldn't breathe, I would just like want to get out of there, I would just want to go home, and little did I know, I was having panic attacks every day, and I just thought that it was still in my system. But yeah, it probably was still in my system, but I think those were anxiety attacks. I'm pretty sure they were, because I still experienced the same thing years later, and that was, just to give you some time frame preference, that was almost 5 years ago. About almost 6 years ago, actually. So yeah, that's where my anxiety kind of like tipped off for me, and it became so I'm gonna take a gummy right now, just a little pause, because I'm feeling very anxious because this is so hard to talk about. And after that situation, I would think people put things in my food. I was scared to eat. I would go out in restaurants with family and I would just be like so paranoid and just like watching where my food came from. I would like try to look in the kitchen. Like, I was just always thinking about something being in my food and just being scared that I would get that feeling again. And so I dropped a lot of weight. I was so skinny and just so unhealthy. I would pass out a lot. It went from being almost a daily thing to not having it in months, and I thought, oh my god, I'm cured. What did I do? Like, what is different? Like, I feel like I'm never gonna have it again. And then I just started to transition into a really stressful time of my life, and I noticed my anxiety comes in waves, and it comes when I'm really stressed, when I'm really, like, I have a lot on my plate, but I do notice if I keep busy, then I don't really have it. And so keeping busy and like having a daily routine really helps with just grounding me, I guess. But I think earlier this year, late last year, is when I started to get it again. I had just gotten engaged and started wedding planning. I had lost my job. We decided to move in with family, and I was having trouble holding a job because of my anxiety. I'm gonna be just super honest. I fell into a depression where I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't even want to see sunlight, and I just felt so dark. I just felt like empty. And if you experience anxiety and depression, I'm sure you know this feeling, but it just felt like it was never gonna end. It felt like I couldn't see a future without it, and that like, this is it. This is who I am. Felt like I had no motivation. I had no point of, you know, getting my life back together. And we had canceled the wedding. It was just not a good time for it. I wasn't ready. I wasn't mentally present for it, and I wanted that day to be so special. and I just couldn't be myself. And I felt like he didn't deserve that, we didn't deserve that, and so that's why we canceled the wedding. And I still experience it. I still have panic attacks, but things are getting better, and I can tell that when I am creative and I'm doing things that I love, I am just in a happier mental mindset. I was just trying to hold office jobs, you know, like super corporate office jobs, and I was miserable. I was not happy, and I would have to leave work because I was getting an anxiety attack, or if I was on my way to work driving, if I tried to go out and eat at a restaurant or a coffee shop, or if I was meeting with a friend, I would just get so much anxiety, and it just felt like I just wanted to be home. I just wanted to be in bed, in my room, in my safe space, and that is no way to live. It is not, and it's been a journey for sure. Anxiety is a journey. It's not something that you can just turn on and off or just calm down. It is not that easy. It is a chemical imbalance in your brain, and I look at it like any other kind of sickness. It's almost like if you have a broken leg, you're not gonna tell someone, oh, just calm down, relax, just breathe. You know what I mean? Like, you have to find ways to heal yourself, whether that's medication, therapy, or CBD. Which brings me to the next part of this video, which is about CBD. And I just want to talk about how it's helped me and show you guys some products that I've been using. And I'm really happy to say that this video is sponsored by Premium Jane. They are a CBD company, and I love their products, especially their gummies. But again, I'll talk about that in a little bit. If you don't know, CBD is basically short for cannabis oil. Cannabis oil? I think I'm pronouncing that right. Put it right here. But it's basically a extract from the sativa plant, and it is not psychoactive. It doesn't get you high. It doesn't make you feel paranoid or anything like that, which was something that I was very hesitant, and I had my reservations about it because of my experience back in high school. And so, you know, obviously they're kind of in common, and so I was very anxious to try it. I was scared if I was gonna feel that high feeling or get that flashback again. So I was just really hesitant about trying it. It just got to the point where I was willing to try anything, and I had considered medication. I was trying therapy, but I couldn't really commit to it. But I was just open. I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna feel it, then so be it. But if this could help in any way, then it's worth a try. Really happy that I did, because it just helps me feel a little bit more calmer. It helps my thoughts just slow down a little bit. Not slow down where it's like you can't think straight. It actually helps me focus. It just makes everything normal, I would say. And not to say that it completely cures your anxiety, it will not do that, but if you take it daily and you take it religiously, it can really just help cope with it and help deal with it. Again, it's not going to take it away completely, but if you can at least get some way to ground you, it's just going to be so much easier to deal with it, especially when you're going through a panic attack. When I'm going through one, I take my oils right away, and in 5 or 10 minutes, I just feel so calm. I remember the first time that I took it, I was feeling anxious because obviously I was scared about the feeling and everything, and I was almost having a panic attack, and I took it, and about 10 minutes later, I was just like so goofy, so like outgoing, like my normal self. Like, I am normally a very social and like goofy person, and I just felt like happy. So the products that I have are from Premium Jane, and they are such a transparent company, and I really loved how their mission is to educate. They also have lab verified sheets on their product pages, so you can check out exactly what is in there, because CBD is so new to the market and it's not FDA approved, at least currently it's not. You really never know what's in your products, and there are so many out there in the market, so many different ways of taking it, and so it can be very intimidating at first when you're researching about it, but if you can find some good companies that you trust, then I think that's really great. And so Premium Jane was that for me. I have their gummies. So this is 25 milligrams, and as you can see, I am halfway through it. I love these, and I don't really take this when I'm feeling super anxious. I like to take this in the morning and in the afternoon, so twice a day. Next thing that I have from them is their oil, and this is 300 milligrams in their citrus flavor, and I prefer the oils over everything just because I feel like it has more of an effect and it's kind of a little bit more faster, just in my personal experience. But this oil I don't really take as often. I like to recommend this to friends, or if I have family members who want to try it, I like to give them this just to kind of ease them into it since it is such a low amount of it. But I usually use an 800 milligram. They have 800, 1,000, 1,500, and that's just pretty much how much of the CBD is in the oil and how much more stronger it is, I guess. And I gave this to my mom one time, and she had a massive headache. She was feeling really stressed, and she said that it helped with the headache almost instantly and just helped her feel a little bit more calmer. And the last product I have from them is their CBD topical, and this is like a body balm. This is kind of like a lotion. It has cocoa butter in it and eucalyptus and CBD, obviously, and it just really helps with muscle soreness. I like to put this on every night on my shoulders, on my wrists, and it smells so good. It is very hydrating, good for your skin, and it just kind of helps me like sleep a little bit better. It has eucalyptus in it too, so it's very cooling and fresh and just super calming, so I definitely recommend that. But yeah, those are the 3 products that I've tried. There's plenty of other ways to take it, like vaping or through capsules or pills. So yeah, those are the products that I have from Premium Jane. I will link all of them down below so you guys can check them out. And that is it for today's video. I just want to end it with saying that if there's one good thing that has come out of my anxiety, that would definitely be being more compassionate and understanding and patient with people, because I never want anybody to feel like they're not normal or that they're alone or that they're weird, because so many people go through it. You never know what someone is going through that day, and who knows, if I never had anxiety or never experienced it, I don't think that I would be as compassionate and caring as I am today. I like to think that there are definitely positives of having anxiety. I'm just so much more conscious of my body. I care more about my health. And so yeah, there are definitely good things that come out of it. So just keep focusing on the positives. I know it's harder said than done, but it will get better. You will get stronger from it, and you're not alone. So anyway, this video has been really hard to film, very personal, and it's kind of getting long. So I will end it here. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss out on a thing. And I love you guys. Bye!